Welcome back to episode 8 of the Guardian Project podcast. I'm your host, Andy Flory, and this podcast gives me magic clout.
Wow. And I'm your co-host, Ryan Leithhead, who is also the ravenous Chumbawamba.
Please listen carefully.
And this is the podcast where we talk about Magic the Gathering.
Wait, we gather with magic?
We gather all of the magic into one 30 to 45. What was our longest podcast? 50 minutes? I think it was 50 minutes. Segment of listening goodness.
And you gather and listen to it.
You do.
Woo!
Thank you, everybody who listens to our podcast. We want to thank all of our listeners as we work to come up with new segments and topics. We cannot thank you enough for your continued support. We do want to give a few shout outs to some folks who are also promoting us.
Who happen to be former good friends of mine, who used to be also customers of mine at the shop. Del and Vera Para. Yeah, that rhymes. It was great. I always made fun of her for that. But they actually moved back to Seattle and they started their own Twitch stream on their streaming arena. And you can find them at twitch.tv/Para9. P-E-R. Nope, that's not right. P-E-R-A-N-I-N-E.
Thank you so much for promoting us. And
We
also,
love you. We miss you.
thank you to our follower, Cosmic Library. You're great. Thank you for all of your feedback and responses. So we wanted to just thank everybody who was listening and
Yes, thank you very much.
and then talk about what happened last week. So I was at Gencon last week, so I know we recorded early last week. I think we recorded on a Monday.
Yeah,
That's
thanks
when
for
we
that.
recorded, right? Yeah, it was on a Monday.
Yeah, we bumped somebody. Who did we bump?
We bumped. Okay, so also our producer produces 2 podcasts. The other one is called The Pursuit of Figuring It Out. You can find them wherever you listen to podcasts. We bumped them. We got the primo spot on Monday.
Well, they figured it out instantly that they got bumped.
They figured it out and had to record earlier in the day.
Heyo!
We normally record on Wednesdays, but we bumped them, and we want you to go listen to their podcast as well.
Yeah.
They're great. We
They
love
seem
them.
nice. They can't hang up their headphones, but that's fine. It's fine.
So last
We
week,
love them.
so last week I was at Gencon and I had a lot of fun. It was my first Gencon.
First Gencon?
First Gencon. First time I've also been to Indianapolis. It was a really nice city.
It is very, very nice.
We ended up staying really close to the convention center. We were at
like really close?
like a block and a half.
Ooh, perfect.
It was really nice. Although, so we get there and we had 5 people that were staying in our room, 2 couples and a single, and we got there and it was a 2-queen room with a pull-out bed.
Wait, because you and Nick were in the room?
Yes, 2 queens. And we got there and they were like, "Yeah, we don't have your room."
What?
They were like, "We don't have your room."
How do you not have room?
So apparently Gen Con booked all the rooms with this hotel before it was actually built. It was a brand new hotel. They didn't know how many rooms were in the hotel. So they booked a number of rooms that was greater than the number that actually existed in the hotel. So we get there and they were like, "Well, we're gonna put you in a different room." We said, "Okay, great." They said, it's 1 king bed."
One Elvis.
I said, "Okay." So we get there and there was a pull-out couch. So we ended up having 2 people on the king bed. We took the mattress off the couch and just put it on the floor. And then we stayed on that. And then the person who was single slept on the couch. So it worked out. And to be fair, we were only in the room at night anyway.
I'll say 8 hours max per day. Right?
That's all we were there for anyway. But they were very nice. We got a discount on the room. But
Nice.
I think next year, now that the hotel's built, they know how many rooms that Gen Con can actually book for that hotel.
Yeah.
But I had a lot of fun. We played board games literally all weekend. To be fair, I didn't play any Magic events. I went to,
What?
well, to be fair,
You're going to be talking about not playing Magic on a Magic podcast?
I know. I didn't. Well, so we signed up for a bunch of games to play board games before we got there, and there wasn't really any time in the day to go to like a 4-hour draft or whatever it was going to take
Right.
to play all of the rounds. So we had a full weekend. We played some really cool board games. We played a game called Root That was really good.
I Am Root.
I Am Root. It actually took over an hour just to learn the rules of the game, to then play the game for 3 hours. It was actually really good.
3 hour tour. A 3 hour tour.
And we played another game called Terraforming Mars. That was fantastic. And then we just wandered around a lot. And
yeah, that's pretty much the summation of Gen Con, is wandering around.
My legs, I was like, my shins hurt so bad from walking. I don't walk this much.
Walk this way. Walk this way.
And so a lot of the events took place in the stadium that's connected to the convention center. So I don't know sports. So it was in the Lucas Oil Stadium. Is that who plays there? Does anyone know?
The Colts.
The Colts play in the Lucas Oil Stadium?
The Kurtz.
Oh, okay. So that's where we were. And they were like,
did you get to meet Andrew Luck?
I don't know who that is, but no.
So you weren't that
Maybe
lucky?
I did. I totally could have met him. If he went to Gen Con, I might have been in the same room as him.
He's got too busy of an off season to like I would explain it to you, but you just wouldn't get it because I don't really know what I'm explaining.
So we were trying to find this stadium. So you're in the convention center, and they were like, you just follow the footprints that are on the floor. And there's like
There's a floor?
There's a floor? No, there were no footprints to be seen. I was like, where? And we walked everywhere. I was like, okay, we finally asked like 3 people in a row. I said, okay,
where do we go?
They were like at the gate, and they said, you can come in, and you had to show your badge. And I said, okay, where's the stadium?
Multipass?
And they said, oh, I don't know. That was the first person. It's like, you work here. What do you mean you don't know?
They volunteer. They just want free something, discount.
So I finally found somebody, and they were like, oh, that's literally on the opposite side of the planet. You couldn't be any further from where you need to be. And we had like 15 minutes to get there. So we're running through crowds, like power walking. We made it. We made it with like 5 minutes to spare.
Wait, normal power walking or Andrew Fleury power walking?
Okay, so I walk really fast to begin with, and then we were walking fast for me. So you essentially running. Right. Essentially running.
A light jog.
A light jog. No, so we had a lot of fun at Gen Con. I did get the Gen Con playmat, though, which was the stained glass Planeswalker art, and it's every single one of them on one playmat.
Ooh.
So I was really excited about that.
Yes, I know you.
Ravnica, Chef's Kiss. It was all of them.
Do the Italian finger pop.
Oh,
playmat.
So good.
Saluta.
No, so I got that. We bought a bunch of board games, drove home, had a great time. So that was my last week.
Wait, you had a good time after driving home?
I mean, I didn't have to drive, so that's still a good time. I played my Switch the entire drive.
Nice.
It was great. How about your last week? What'd you do?
Worked on my house, because that seems to be all I do these days. Get ready for the wedding.
Well, we're getting married.
Whoa.
Wow.
You didn't even ask me. Shotgun wedding.
You're getting married in less than a month.
25 days.
25 days.
As of this recording. Asterisk.
I don't think you're going to delay it.
I hope not.
I don't know if the venue would delay it.
No. They're going to take our money, though.
Oh, yeah. Did you get wedding insurance? That's a thing I found out.
I did not. I did not know that.
Yeah. The company I work for sells it.
Really?
Yes.
Well, my mother-in-law had to get a one-day, kitchen insurance, cook insurance, because she's preparing food for, hors d'oeuvres.
Oh.
Hors d'oeuvre.
Is it in case she gives someone food poisoning or something?
Basically. It's
really?
So they don't get sued.
There's insurance for everything.
No, except for Volcano.
There's no Volcano insurance?
Nope.
As a licensed insurance producer, I don't specialize in volcanoes, so I did not know whether or not that existed.
No, there is in fact no. Thanks, Family Guy. There is no volcano insurance, not even in Hawaii.
Interesting.
The state that spawned volcanoes. No. That's not true.
So what's on our agenda today?
Well, we're gonna have a special guest. Your husband, Nick, is gonna be on to talk about D&D.
Is he? I didn't even know.
It's a surprise to everyone.
Oh,
even himself.
It's a surprise for me.
But we're gonna talk a little bit about Commander 19 spoilers and little reactions from there.
Okay, I'm excited about a lot of them.
I'm excited about
A lot
some
of
of them.
I'm excited about like 6 of them.
That's about the number I'm at. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
And then we're also we have a new surprise little segment for you. We're not gonna talk about it until later.
I'm really excited for this segment.
I know, me
Not gonna
too.
lie. It's a
Okay.
surprise. So at the end of the podcast, you get to hear our big surprise. So keep listening
Yeah. Hopefully
all the way to the end.
Hopefully our buildup is worth it. The payoff.
Don't fast forward. Listen to this whole podcast.
Yeah.
Don't just fast forward.
Fast forward.
I don't want you to be disappointed.
My whole life is full of disappointment.
Aren't they all?
All right.
Such as almost being 30 years old.
I'm 30 and I still believe in happiness. Does that make me like the equivalent of being a child and believing in Santa?
No, but I would totally sit and play Pokemon Red or Blue all day if I totally could.
Correct,
but
yeah.
I have like things I have to do in life, but I would do that if I could.
You have to be able to pay the ability to, play Pokemon.
Yes, if my life was The Sims, I would sit and play video games all day.
Yeah.
Oh, I have to go to the shower and then someone
Let's go in the
feed
hot
me.
tub, yeah.
Just don't put me in the pool and remove the stairs, because then I'll drown. Because that's what people did in The Sims. Was that
They
too-
did?
Was that? Yeah, it's awful. And then the Grim Reaper can't even get to you, I don't think, because he shows up when you die, but
Does
he
he
can't get in the pool.
Does he drown?
I don't think he shows up.
Is there a Grim Reaper for the Grim Reaper?
This was too dark.
Okay.
Commander 19 spoilers. Okay, so we've seen 3 decks now. We've seen the Sultai deck, which is Manifest.
And I'm salty about that.
I love
Salty
it.
about Salty.
Salty about Saltai. Salty about Saltai. About Saltines. And then we have Jeskai Flashback. And then today we saw Naya Populate.
Naya Popular.
Gonna make you popular. So any standout cards that you've seen so far?
So the
Which
most,
ones are you gonna say, take my money?
Dockside Extortionist?
Which one is that? What's that one do? Okay.
So when get the correct name for that, I don't think that's it.
It doesn't sound right.
It's
What color is it?
It's red.
Are you talking about the goblin that makes the artifacts?
Don't spoil it.
Okay, no spoilers. It's not a goblin that makes treasure tokens.
Yeah, when it enters the battlefield, you create X treasures, where X is the number of artifacts and enchantments your opponents control.
It is also called Dockside Extortion.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
You were right.
Yeah, that is my least and most favorite card to play against from this new commander set.
Okay.
That card is absurd.
Okay, so like on turn 4, if someone plays, like if someone just goes off as like Soul Ring and Mana Crypt and Felwar Stone, you're like, cool, I'm playing red and I ramp just as hard. Get wrecked, sucker.
Riggedy wrecked.
And then I saw someone that was like, I should just play Mechanized Production on treasures.
Blue red. What? Ooh.
Blue red. What?
Blue red. Ooh,
Brutaclad.
I was gonna say Brutaclad because that makes tokens, right?
It does.
So you could copy
This-
treasures.
It just
Treasure.
belongs in there. It just belongs. It belongs in. Okay, am I wrong to say that this card belongs in every red deck? There are some of those cards that just belong in everything.
That is correct. That's why it's like $20 or something.
Is it really?
Yeah,
It's going to be the money card in whatever deck it's in. Is that in the Jeskai deck or is that in the yeah.
Yeah, it's in the Jeskai deck. I think I saw the full deck list. And I think it was in the Jeskai deck.
That card is ridiculous. And on top of it, it's a goblin and a pirate, which both have support. That would want this.
Dun, 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 dun. Admiral Beckett Press. Dun, 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 dun.
No, this card is really good in. Yeah, it's good in Admiral Beckett Brass. It's good in. It's good in.
If your deck has
everything.
red in it, you are playing it. Doesn't matter if you're playing Storm or not.
All right, you got it here.
You got it, dude.
You got it. If you're playing red, this card goes in your deck. So buy 14 copies and skyrocket the price, please.
Don't do that.
That's what's going to happen to this card.
Don't do that. That already happened with Ixidor this week because of
The Sultai Commander Volrath.
yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
But Ixidor I don't think is that good for that deck.
It's fine. It's not $10 that it is now, but it's fine.
So that card that we're talking about is Kadena, Slinking Sorcerer.
Slinky, Slinky, we all fall. No, that's not it.
I don't know what song you were attempting to sing.
The Slinky theme song.
It sounded like you were
Slink-
singing the theme song to, wasn't there a show? It was called like Bananas in Pajamas.
Bananas in pajamas. We're walking down the stairs.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like. That's
Oh,
a song.
I don't understand pitch.
So Kadena, she has the first face down creature spell you cast each turn costs 3 less. Whenever a face down creature enters the battlefield under your control, draw a card. So your first morph is free, and you draw a card, which is the best thing you can do in the entire game of Magic.
Which Andy has recently discovered.
Who has 2 thumbs and approves Kadena? This guy.
AT Flory.
AT Flory. At AT Flory on Twitter.
But not Ballerman cometh.
Tweet at me. No. So I think the Sultai deck is really good. I would. So normally I like the secondary commanders. I just in general I've found that I like those ones more than the face commander for each deck.
Yeah.
But for the Sultai deck, I really like that card a lot. Morph is a pretty cool mechanic as it is, and I just think it's really strong. What do you think about Rayami, First of the Fallen? So that's one of the secondary commanders in the Sultai deck. It's 1 and then black, green, blue, and it has, if a non-token creature would die, exile that card with a blood counter on it. And as long as it's exiled with a blood counter on it, Rayami, First of the Fallen has flying. The same is true for, this is a list.
Everything.
Burst Strike, Double Strike, Death Touch, Haste, Hexproof, Indestructible, Lifelink, Menace, Protection, Reach, Trample, and Vigilance. Vigilance. But there's some things missing, like Shroud.
Shriggity Shroud.
Can't get Shroud, but a lot of people I've seen on Twitter, a lot of people are talking about this as a Voltron deck. Seems like this is very reminiscent of the human. Which human that has Odric that has the ability
to get everything.
Yeah, to get. Is it the? I'll have to look. I wonder if all the abilities are identical to the. I wonder if they're written the same.
Probably, or if not, it would be similar.
I would assume so.
Yeah. So my favorite actual commander, I think, is actually
Well, we haven't seen them all yet, right? There's 2 more that we haven't seen for tomorrow. So far, we're recording on Wednesday.
Asterisk. So far,
asterisk
is the
Are we in Just Guy or are we in Naya?
Just Guy.
Okay, so just this guy. I'm going up. Hold on.
Just this guy.
Okay, is it the wall? Because I really like the wall.
You like that, really?
Okay, I want someone to cosplay as the wall. How do you do that? It's just, I feel like it would be like cosplaying like a wedge of cheese, like your face, but on the cheese, but it'd be just a wall.
No,
and it'd be really colorful.
It would just be an.
He's losing it.
Because I can't really say what I'm about to say.
Okay, gotta be PG. How do you describe this cosplay?
It would just be a wall with Donald Trump toupee on it.
Okay, so a lot of people on Twitter are saying that. To be fair, a lot of people on Twitter are comparing this to that.
It is USA color.
They made a good argument. To be fair, they made a good argument that they said it's America colors, and its flavor text says it's colors entrance aggressors directing their violence. It just, and you make them choose to fight the left or the right. A lot of people are like, is this reminiscent of our current political environment? And I was like, well, I think first off, no, but I think this is coincidence, and you're just going there.
I think people are reading into that too much. But my actual favorite card out of the Just Guy, let's get back, is Elsha of the Infinite.
Mine too.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah.
She is great.
Our special guest, Nick, would probably appreciate that card. We'll probably get more insight from him later.
Yeah, we will. We're going to ask him, and I've already asked him whether or not this is as good as Melik.
Well, don't spoil it.
I can't. But right now, I know he has a Melik deck. So Melik says you can cast the top card of you play with the top card of your library revealed. If an instant or sorcery, you can cast it, and if you do, you copy it. So you cast it twice. So this is really close to that.
Right.
But I think this one's just better because you get white. Your opponent doesn't get to see what's on the top of your deck, and this includes artifacts and enchantments.
Ooh.
It's really good.
This like,
and it costs one less.
Could you run this with like a sub commander's like feather?
You could probably put Feather and Melik in this deck. Why not?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
They both work.
Correct. Yeah, it could be Feather-esque where you just keep targeting it and it's just like a commander damage
And
deck.
it has prowess. She has prowess.
You know, because why not, right?
And you can cast the cards as though they had flash, so you're not even required to cast. You can cast those artifacts and enchantments whenever.
Exactly.
It's like Vidalcan Orrery on Elsha of the Infinite. So Josh Lee Kwai, I'm sure, of the Command Zone is like, I'm going to play this one.
Probably.
I mean, it's his
Just
favorite card on his on this.
On the
It's so good. Also,
as long as it doesn't have tutors.
Well, why can't you tutor?
Because Josh Lee Kwai doesn't like tutors.
Oh, well, I like tutors.
I like the tutors. They were a great history moment. They were a great.
That's
family.
the show. I didn't watch that. There's a show.
Well,
on
they
that
were
right now,
they were
right?
real, but yeah,
They
also
were
show.
real. They were real, but there's a show that will teach you. Is it about? Is it a?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're so precious. I love you.
Haven't watched it.
You should after watching this and just say that's a mystical tutor, and that's vampiric tutor.
Were they in the show?
They were.
Oh,
Yeah, they were like the descendants, like now.
nice.
I can't tell if you believe me, but you're just.
I don't.
Okay,
I don't.
that's good.
That was a
You
good-
shouldn't. I lie all the time.
The other thing is there's a lot of there's some Planeswalker reprints here, and I actually like the choices so far.
I like all of them.
We've
yeah.
got Garruk Primal Hunter and Arael Zarek and Vraska the Unseen.
The Unseen.
My old Twitter handle used to be the Unseen89,
But no,
but now it's AT Flory.
you're the Unseen.
You can see me now.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not the unseen. Once you've seen me, I'm seen.
John.
I feel seen.
You're not John Cena anymore.
John Cena. No, I'm excited. Some of these, the Planeswalkers are cool. There's a lot of cool cards that have been reprinted so far. There's some Faithless looting.
With new
Some
art.
Faithless looting. Well, it's not new art. It's the comic book promo that used to cost, I believe the card was like $20 to get this artwork.
Oh yeah.
And
Or $6 for the book if you could find it somewhere.
good luck.
Yeah, right.
Good luck finding the book with the promo still in it.
The reprint I'm most excited for
Is
new Steve art. Well, actually old Steve art, but Sakura Tribe Elder. That's
I forgot.
That's what the kids call them. But yeah, it's the Judge foil art.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think I'm gonna put that in every single green deck that I have.
Oh, just the new artwork.
The
of
new
it?
artwork. Yeah,
You know the card does the same thing, right?
I don't care. It's new art.
There's some really good reprints in here as well.
Muse that is born of the seed.
Guess what else was reprinted?
What else?
Soul Rank.
Lightning Graves.
Was it reprinted? I missed that.
Why would they do that?
Did they reprint Lightning Reef?
They did.
In
yeah.
which deck?
That one I'm not sure, but I did see it in the spoilers today.
Maybe it's the Naya deck.
I would assume so. I can think that was the one they were doing today.
If it came out today, then. Other notable cards. One of them I like a lot. It's called Empowered Auto Generator. So it enters the battlefield tapped. It's an artifact that costs 4 that has
I
tap,
love that
put a
card.
charge counter on it, and then you add X mana of any color, of any one color. So it'll always be the same, where X is number of charge counters on it. You can go infinite with that so fast, with anything that untaps an artifact.
Unwinding Clock, yeah.
Or there's
Paradox
some
Engine, rest in peace.
Press F to pay respects.
Press F.
No, that card seems really good, and I also really like some of these flashback cards, like
Secrets of the Dead is pretty good. The enchantment that says whenever you cast a spell from a graveyard, draw a card. It seems really good in Cass.
Yes. Is that, what color is that? Blue?
Blue, yeah, 2 and a blue enchantment.
Whenever you cast a spell from a graveyard, draw a card.
I like the I like the Clever Impersonator reprint.
That's a reprint, though. Secrets of the Dead, right?
Is it?
I feel like this card has been out before.
Probably.
This isn't new, right? I just don't think Kess runs this because most people that are playing Kess are playing like a hyper competitive Kess, and this is probably too slow. They probably win before you play this card because that's how Kess plays.
Yeah, it's a storm. They storm.
I think I really like the new commander that was spoiled today, Atla Palani Nest Tender. So it is Naya. She's a 2/3 that has pay 2, tap, create a 0/1 egg creature token with Defender that has. She also says whenever an egg dies, whenever an egg you control dies, reveal cards from the top of your library till you reveal a creature. Put it onto the battlefield and the rest onto the bottom of your library in any order.
Gross.
So I saw some people posting today online, and it goes infinite with Thornbite Staff and Ashnod's Altar. Because a creature dies, you reveal Ashnod's Altar, gets you the 2 mana. When you sack, you untap it, and you just rinse and repeat to put all your creatures out. And I assume if you're playing like Craterhoof, and you're playing,
no, that wouldn't do it. Not that turn anyway.
Well, it might if Craterhoof's last, but if you do that with Anger and you sack Anger, throw it in the graveyard, it sure does.
Sure does.
And
get her done.
We were chatting about it today, and someone said, "Well, you should just put Elish Norn in there because instantly the egg just dies when it comes in." And if you're revealing for free, chances are you might not even have to cash Elish Norn; it'll just come into play. It's ridiculous. This seems really fun. And there's a new egg, the Rock Egg. It's a 0/3 defender that has when Rock Egg dies, create a 3/3 bird with flying.
The bird.
Just make it more. I did look up how many eggs there were in the game. There's 4. One of them's I think there's actually 5, but one's from an unset, so it's not legal.
Is one Togepi?
I wish Togepi was in here. But if I were to make this deck, it'd be an egg deck, right? Obviously it's an egg deck. And I would title it O ? Like in Pokemon, your eggs hatch and it like shakes.
And it
would just be called O ? That'd be the name of this deck.
My favorite sub-commander is the Tarngarth First Mate, the red-green 2.
Really? Okay, so you're one of the first people that I've heard that says this is their favorite.
It's not my...
of the sub-commanders.
Yeah, it seems fun.
So tell me. Okay, so Tarngarth First Mate is 2 and a red and a green.
Yeah, and he's a 5/5. Tarngarth, I don't even know if I'm saying that right. First Mate can be blocked by more than one creature. Whenever an opponent attacks with one or more creatures, if Tarngarth is tapped, you may have that opponent gain control of Tarngarth until end of combat. If you do, choose a player or planeswalker that opponent is attacking. Tarngarth is attacking that player or planeswalker.
So if you can have an opponent gain control of it till end of combat.
So he pulls. So whenever he attacks his own.
So if someone else is attacking and he's already tapped, you just make that person be also attacking with Tarngarth. That's how this works.
Yeah, and then you gain control back of him.
And then you just get him back.
So he deals.
But he stays tapped. So
right.
Everybody really attacks with Tarngarth every turn.
Exactly.
Now, is it true that when this happens, like if you're putting a bunch of swords and equipment, it all goes with him?
Yeah. Because
and does it count as commander damage for each person as it happens? It has to, because this is how Xantra works.
Yeah. That's gross.
But it can be attacking you, right?
No, as long as you control him.
Oh, you choose it. So it doesn't automatically happen. It says you may have. Yeah. So it doesn't have to happen. So if they're attacking you, you wouldn't do it. But if they're attacking someone else, you're like, no.
That's when you look at him and
take Tarngarth with you. He's your first mate. He's gonna help destroy them.
Yeah. He's my first mate, but you can have him.
He's now your first mate.
Yeah, but really second mate because he just killed you. Because I have 21 commander damage. Good game.
Good game. No, that does seem really interesting and a different way to build around, because we've never seen something like that before where you have the choice to just make him attack.
That's when you look at your opponent and go, I pulled a sneaky on you.
I did a sneaks.
Sneaky deaky.
There's some other cool cards that came out today. One of them is Marisi, Breaker of the Coil, a 5/4.
Like Coil?
Yes.
Ooh.
Who might be A guest host in the future. Brian may be unavailable the week of his wedding and the week after when he's going to go on this thing called like a honeymoon because he's going to just abandon me.
Yeah.
So I might have a sub host.
You can come with us.
Guest host. You're inviting me on your honeymoon?
Yeah, you can.
I'll third wheel
swim in our pool.
Seems like a great vacation to third wheel it on.
Yeah, you won't see us very often.
Yeah. So Marisi, Breaker of the Coil, is a 5/4 for 1 and then red, green, white that has your opponents cannot cast spells during combat. That's relevant. That happens
is very
a lot.
relevant, yeah.
And it says whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, goad each creature that player controls. So the next turn they must attack and cannot attack you. That is obnoxious. What is the goad card that was printed a couple years ago that is very underplayed?
It was from the Edgar Markov.
And it just says goad all creatures you don't control.
Goad.
This is almost that. It's so good. The number of decks I play where I don't want to swing with a commander or swing with any creatures is a lot. A lot of decks where I don't want to swing. So I'm going to have to block a lot.
So you don't want to see that card at all? You don't like the sub keyword?
Well, it does.
Goad?
It says whenever a creature you control. So if they're just swarming with a bunch of tokens in the populate deck, they're probably going to hit you. And that's unfortunate.
They gonna get you.
Yes. That is... it's sad. But I love it.
There's a few interesting reprints that were revealed today.
Okay, let's talk reprints. Which ones do you like the most?
Seedborn Muse the first, because it doesn't matter how many times that card is printed, it's just gonna keep getting played in
all the green decks.
Yeah,
most.
I'd say like 99%.
It doesn't go in all. It doesn't go in all,
but goes in most.
Many.
Dragon Master Outcast.
I don't like that card that much.
It's
so slow.
Yeah, I ended up taking it out of Lord Windgrace and put in Elvish Reclaimer instead because that card's like way better. But
sure.
It's a good budget. And it, just sometimes it's just making 5/5 kids there. Momentous Fall was a good one. That's a staple in some green competitive EDH decks like Selvala.
Mm-hmm.
What's the last guy? Thragtusk. That was an interesting one.
It was good in standard.
Yeah, it was
real good.
I mean, had its time in modern for a little bit. It's always good in EDH. I mean, getting especially in like something like Rune where you can blink it and just continuously get 5 life and 3/3 beast.
I like Clever Impersonator, the clone that comes in as a copy of any non-land permanent on the battlefield. That's really good.
Ooh, Shamanic Revelation with new artwork.
That's not new. That was on the buy box promo.
Oh, okay, interesting.
So non-foil buy box promo artwork, which is exciting. I think there's a Tristani Selesnia's voice.
Yeah, I really like that artwork. That's actually really sweet.
Yeah, that's the new artwork that was in the guild kits,
yep.
But now non-foil as well, which is nice. And then
Thran Dynamo is a good reprint. I mean, even with a secondary and third reprinting, it's still like $8.
And also tempt with discovery. Okay, listeners, don't be tempted.
Do not.
Don't do it. But also, if you're really low on lands, do it. But also, you're gonna want to do it, but you shouldn't. And you're gonna want to do it, and you're probably gonna do it, and you're gonna be sad because I did that once just recently, and someone grabbed their Tron lands. And then I was like,
against someone who might also be on this podcast.
Yes, and it was a blowout.
Blowout.
Don't be tempted.
Dun, 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 dun. Blowout.
Okay, so there's a couple other new cards that I wanted to mention. One of them is Thought Sponge. So it is 1/1 flash for 4, 3 and a blue. When Thought Sponge enters the battle, or not whenever, it says Thought Sponge enters the battlefield with a number of +1/+1 counters on it equal to the number of cards an opponent has drawn this turn. And it says when Thought Sponge dies, draw cards equal to its power.
Is that what Jace has in his kitchen?
Architect of Thought Sponge.
Architect of Thought Sponge.
Yes.
Hashtag.
Another one.
Bites the dust.
Another one bites the dust is Vesuvian Shapeshifter. So this is a new card for the Morph deck. It's not Vesuvian Shapeshifter. This is Vesuvian. Vesuvan. Anyway,
Vesuvan.
so it says it enters battlefield. When it enters the battlefield or is turned face up, you can choose another creature on the battlefield. If you do, until Vesuvan Shapeshifter is turned face down, it becomes a copy of that creature and has, at the beginning of your upkeep, you can turn this creature face down. So it's like it's a clone that can just be continuously turned face down and flipped back up to turn into something else over and over and over to become whatever is just the best thing out on the battlefield. I think it's really good. Even if you're not playing a morph deck or something that even cares remotely about flipping and up, like face down and face up, this is just a clone that can be very good.
And we like good here at the Guardian Project podcast.
At the Guardian Project podcast, we like the good. And we have Ixodron with a new artwork. It reminds me of the monster from Stranger Things. It's what it looks like.
Which one?
The main one. The main monster. With like the arms and the...
the Demogorgon? No, that was season 1. What is season 2? Because the new one is...
We're in season 3.
Right. The new one is...
It's the giant one that... It's the Mind Flayer. Thanks, producer Ryan.
Who also looks like Tarmogoyf?
The Mind Flayer also... It doesn't.
The Demogorgon looks like...
The Demogorgon looks like Tarmogoyf.
Yeah.
The Mind Flayer looks like... This is the Mind Flayer. That's terrifying. But Ixodron, if you've never seen it, it's a real good card. As Ixodron enters the battlefield, turn all other non-token creatures face down. They become 2/2 creatures with no abilities. So, get wrecked.
Riggedy wrecked.
Good. You can't. They're not manifested, so they're just face down now. And
we were doing so well.
We were. And Ixodron's power and toughness are equal to the number of face down creatures on the battlefield. So it's a game changer. It's a really good card. And another one to mention is Volrath, the Shape Stealer. So this is one of the Sultai sub-commanders. 2 black, green, blue. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a minus counter on up to 1 target creature, and then pay 1 until end of your turn, or until your next turn. Volrath, the Shape Stealer, becomes a copy of target creature with a counter on it, except it's a 7/5 and has this ability. So you put a minus counter on a creature, and then you can pay 1, and you can become that creature. So it's pretty cool. I'm sure someone will find a way to make this broken soon. I like it a lot. It's an interesting ability, and I did see someone mentioning the Tree of Perdition. So you make it, it becomes a 7/5 Tree of Perdition, and you tap it. Someone's life total becomes 5. It's so sad. I would not like to lose that way, but I would like to see it happen to someone else.
We'd all like to see those things happen to other people.
Just not to me. I don't want to lose that way. It feels bad.
So another fun card that was spoiled, I think yesterday actually, was Wall of Stolen Identity.
Oh, what is that?
So it's 3 and a blue, 0/0 power and toughness, but you may have Wall of Stolen Identity enter the battlefield as a copy of any creature on the battlefield, except it's a wall in addition to its other type and has Defender. When you do, tap the copy creature and it doesn't untap during its controller's untap step for as long as you control a Wall of Stolen Identity. So that's a real good lockdown card for sure.
That's obnoxious. I love it.
Copy your tree, tap your tree.
Yeah, because it's a lockdown, and then if you can make copies of it, it's not legendary, right?
No.
Oh, good luck.
Imagine Progenitor Mimic with that.
Oh, and it's in the right colors.
Oh, that would be so annoying.
Oh, someone do that.
Yeah, please.
Please, and take pictures and tweet at us if you do it.
At Ballerman Cometh.
And at ATFlory. The other card that I really like, because it's from Ravnica and it's new, is Selesnya Eulogist. So I don't know if you saw this one. So it is it costs 2 colorless and a green for a 3/3 Centaur Druid that has pay 2 and a green. Exile target creature card from a graveyard, then populate. So it's like Scavenging Ooze, limited to creatures in the graveyard.
Yeah.
But you populate each time. It's really good for any token deck that's playing green.
So Andy is very happy right now.
Oh, I love tokens. Tokens and drawing cards, you guys. That's just my life.
If there was a deck that could do both, which I'm sure there is, Andy would be all about that.
Is there one that makes tokens, and there is, and I play it. It's called the Locust God.
Oh yeah, yeah.
How could I forget my Locust boy?
Yeah. Wheel of Fortune. I get a bunch of tokens and I draw a bunch of
And
cards.
so I think Selesnya Eulogist is going to be played a lot. I'm predicting now, and I'm going to be definitely putting this in Slimefoot because I can populate my Saprolings, but also remove problematic creatures from people's graveyards. Seems really fun.
I'll try it out. And Omnath might be a little slow, but
So,
we'll see.
so those are a few of the cards that we really liked from the Commander 19 spoilers. There's still going to be some more stuff tomorrow, so just watch for all my retweets of all the things that I want to buy.
And watch my retweets of Andy's retweets.
Sub retweets.
Some retweets.
We are pros.
getting those clouds, those sub clouds.
Subclouts.
I just found out what that word meant the other day, and I'm so not happy, but it's fine.
Now we say
I use
clout.
it in every day.
That's why I said this podcast gives me clout.
iCloud by Apple.
So we have a new segment today. Do you want to intro our segment?
No.
We need to tell them about it. It's the surprise. It's not. I mean, you're not spoiling the surprise.
So, Andy, I've been reading over some flavor text from cards that have been printed over the years, and they're a little dirty.
Which ones?
It looks like we got about 8 different ones here.
Okay.
I think we'll take turns on and off telling them, the audience, on which ones are the most.
We're gonna read them
dirtiest, yeah.
Okay, and they're appropriate. You think?
We might have to censor some out.
Okay.
And that brings us to
Our new segment called
Unnecessary Flavor Ship.
Perfect. So the first card here is the card. It's actually a reprint, so it's the card Hex, and it's 4 colorless black for a sorcery that has destroyed 6 target creatures. And this flavor text is just ridiculous. It's so inappropriate. It says, when 5 just isn't enough.
When isn't it enough, indeed?
5 always need more than 5, right? I mean, honestly.
6.
Who doesn't have
Quite a
more than
hex.
5? Oh, boy.
Altar of Dementia, this just got a reprint too, and they keep printing the same horrendous flavor text. It is not that you will go mad, it is that you will beg for
Who doesn't? Beats me.
beats the Altar of Dementia out of me.
Okay, and so another card sometimes gets played in Commander. It's a fun card, but honestly, it's so inappropriate. I don't know why people put it in their decks. It's Mana Barbs. Man, this one's crazy. It says, I don't know why people say a double edge is bad. It's a with 2 edges. It's so bad.
I can't even comment. Who thought that would be a great flavor? That's horrible.
You can just commission me and I can write text better than that.
Apparently. And on Hedron Crab too. Wow, this is getting ridiculous. I don't know if my Christian soul can take this any longer. Hedrons perplex both great and small.
I guess it must be a crab thing. A Hedron crab thing.
Krabby Patty indeed.
All right, the next card we have is Might of Oaks. This one's really bad, you guys. It's so bad. It says, guess where I'm gonna this.
Wow.
I can't even.
Do you kiss your mother with that mouth?
I can't even believe someone approved that. That was printed.
This game is rated for 13-year-olds. Move it back to like 21-year-olds.
Honestly,
Wow.
that's an NC-17 card.
This made it on the Land of War Elves. This is like the most common played card ever. Okay, so 1 broken for every snapped underfoot. Why are you laughing? That's terrible.
It's so bad. I can't even believe that happened.
But is it accurate?
Is it?
I don't know.
For
Is it
every
blue
one
or
of
red?
those that's broken, another one snapped. I think that's what I heard. I can't even. I don't want to think about that.
Me either.
Oh no. The next card is also really, I don't know how this made it past, how this got approved, but the card is Last Word, and the flavor text is, someday someone will me, but it won't be today, and it won't be you.
Wow. That's That is so inappropriate.
It someday someone will likely do that, I guess, but you didn't have to print that on a card. Holy
Good
cow.
thing it's not a heavily played card. Good Lord.
Oh, sheesh.
Amen. And then for the last one, this is the worst of them all. I can't even believe this made it. You should, Mark Rosewater, you should be ashamed of yourself. This is Skirk Prospector. Ella Goblins, they make funny little sounds when they
Oh my god. That is they do make those sounds though, right? I mean, I would assume.
I would assume.
I mean, it's
I don't know
accurate.
I don't know any goblins personally, but
Inappropriate, but probably accurate. All right, well, I think that brings us to the end of our show this week.
oh no.
Oh no.
We were having so much fun.
We hope you enjoyed our new segment. We had a
Yeah.
lot of fun recording that.
We did.
If you want to contact us, you can find us on Twitter. You can find me at ATFlory.
And me at Ballerman Cometh.
Take a look for hashtag Guardian Project Pod on Twitter to find our posts and episodes. We do like to hear from you, so send along your comments and any topics you'd like us to talk about, and we will talk about them next week. You can also email us at guardianprojectpod@gmail.com. Have a great week, and we'll talk to you soon.
It's gonna be quite a week for everyone. I hope.
Bye.
Bye. Oh man, we forgot Nick.
Oh no.
Guess we gotta bump him this week.
All right, we'll talk to you next week.
Bye.
Bye. We could do that on the next one. We
Yeah.
didn't have to find it. It's not something people look for. And there's like 40,000 cards. No, I'm just saying.